First preseason game of the season, 1-1 draw with the New England Revolution. Carter, do you want to start us off with some questions?
Yeah, sure. Hi, Pat.
How's it
Thank you so
going?
much for doing this.
You're welcome.
Um, I guess I just wanted to ask, what was your evaluation of today's game? How did it go, and what were the takeaways from it?
The first 45 was poor. I think we struggled to break their pressure with just the movement ahead of the ball. I think we made too many individual mistakes, and sure, it's the first game of preseason, but I think there was more expectation for this game. Maybe we pushed them in the last 10 days, and I think maybe there was some fatigue, which I'm okay with them playing a little bit tired and and being challenged in that way, mentally, and then how to manage the game. But we had to do a lot of defending because I think we struggled to advance the ball, and then when we did, um, just too many individual mistakes, and so the last 5 minutes of the half was our best spell, and it was just guys being in better positions and making better decisions, and you simplify the game, and all of a sudden you're finding ways to attack and cause them problems and get into their box. So it was, I guess, a promising last 5 minutes, and then the group that started the game that went out for the next 7, 8 minutes did better and found the goal. So I guess the last 10 minutes was better, but that's not enough. Second group battled in a better way. Lacked some creativity, but there were still plenty of chances out there for both teams. I think Ayub was in a couple good spots. So that spell of 10 minutes in the first half, despite us not having the run of play, was probably the best chance creation. And on the other side, we gave up a few good looks as well. Evan did a really good job in that second group to make some really nice saves. So he stood out.
Awesome. I guess when you're evaluating a preseason game compared to, even just a training session or future games, what are the challenges, I guess, to it being the first game? I know in the past it's been, um, I think the phrase you've used has been getting answers, but what are the differences this year compared to maybe previous years where the continuity you guys have had has been more solid with this group?
Mm-hmm. Um, there's always a few new faces in there or new ideas that you try to implement early on. And so, um, but I think outside of Brian, and no, it wasn't Brian. We had Obi in there. Sorry for the first block where he was coming off of a long stretch of going into the end of the year. He hadn't been seeing a lot of minutes, so he's pushed himself really well. But outside of uh, that, it's a lot of our group that's kind of finished off the season, and so that's why I would have expected more to start off, with this game with just more chemistry, and
Mhm.
we didn't see that enough, I would say, but um, you get answers from the games, and we know that that wasn't a standard that we're looking for, and so I think the guys at the halftime maybe got that message a little bit, and for the guys that were coming on, always can you improve your standing by performing well, seeing what the first group did. So Dotto stood out, Tom Barlow stood out, Andre Chirilla stood out, and I mentioned Evan. That was probably the guys from that second group that had some good action, some good minutes.
Thank you so much, Pat.
All right, Laurel.
Hi, thanks for doing
All
this.
right, of course,
For those of us not down there, how would you say this last week has gone just as a whole?
yeah, it was good. We pushed them, like I said. We've tried some new things. Nothing drastic, but um, how we use the wing backs in different ways. Weak side responsibilities. We focused a lot on A lot of attacking third play, but because of our inability to progress the ball and make the right decisions, we just didn't get enough of those actions today from things that we've worked on. So that was disappointing. But the temperatures were a little warmer than the first week. It was a little chillier, and I think you could see that come into play in a game where you're chasing too much. But I've been pleased up until the game, and with staff, with the players, I think trying new things and trying to keep things fresh. That part I think has been a success. But the most important thing certainly is the guys going and performing, and certainly a lot to improve upon. But it's probably been as strong of a start to the preseason on and off the field that we've had. So sometimes that doesn't always show up in the performance like we saw.
Well, you got to be glad you're not here. It's freezing and we're gonna get all this snow. So,
I know, I know. Stay safe. I know it's not going to be the best of conditions, so um, it's maybe a little bit better to be in the sunshine right now. No offense.
one, I wish I was there. Um, just wanted to get an update. Is Teenage there yet, or what can you update us on his status?
Yeah, he'll join us on Sunday. He had to attend to some personal matters after getting a little bit of an extended break. We were planning on an additional week just with AFCON, and um, he was, I think, pushed in a way where it would have been asking a lot for him to step in and do what we did on week one. So unfortunately, during that time period, he had to attend to some personal stuff, and will return. He's getting his medicals in Cincinnati now, and will join us on Sunday.
Is he, because I think he had come out with, I think it might have been an ankle injury. Is his
Hmm.
in AFCON, is he okay from
He's
that?
okay. Yeah,
Okay.
he's okay. I saw that. He came out like the 30th minute. We were concerned. It was, um, some tightness, lower leg tightness, but had an MRI, and the imaging came back, you know, in a positive way. So we expect him when he gets back with the group that he'll be on the field. It's just a matter of progressing him because of the time he's missed.
And then I just wanted to check. I know you said Matt Miazga, you guys are kind of easing him
Hmm.
in a little bit. Is that why he didn't play today, or was there?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, Matt he was pushing himself up until the start of preseason, and then just had some irritation in his knee, and so this is part of the plan not to play him today. So he's had some individual sessions, and the idea is that he'll join us um, after our day off tomorrow.